Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Studio. Today I'm going to be ranking the roller coasters at SeaWorld. I went to SeaWorld for the first time over winter break, and I had a blast. It was really busy, but we also got front of the line passes for all except Pipeline. So that was really good because it meant I got to skip the line and ride more rides, so I'm not complaining about that. But basically, I did not go in Penguin Trek, FYI, because that one would not work for the front of the line pass either. So I just went ahead and skipped that one altogether. But I did go on the other 6. So for starters, starting at the very bottom, we have the Journey to Atlantis, and it's not like this one was bad. In fact, it was for a water ride. It was pretty long, and there was like a few surprises at the end I was not expecting. I just think, compared to the others, of course, it's not going to reach the hype as like the regular roller coasters, but it was still a fun ride. 5th place is Kraken. And this was a fun ride, too. I've never been on a floorless coaster before. And one thing about SeaWorld is that I really feel like they have different types of rides than what I'm used to, because I'm so used to Kings Island. And, I mean, they have, like, a good selection, but I feel like their coasters are all more of the basic models and not, like, experimental, where I feel like every coaster at SeaWorld is a little bit different. So Kraken, above the track, but not having a floor below you, is a really interesting feeling. And to me, it felt like Banshee just above the track. That it kind of felt like that ride a lot, because their seats of 4. So it definitely just to me, it felt like Banshee on top of the track, and that was pretty much the ride to me. It was a fun ride, not my favorite by any means, but 4 is the Mako. I had that at 4th place, and this to me felt like Orion, but it felt like a better version because it felt a bit more drawn out. It felt a bit longer, because the one thing about the Orion is that it just feels like a whiplash of a ride, and I feel like the Mako to me felt a lot like Orion, but it also felt a bit more drawn out. And I mean, it's 73 miles per hour is the Mako, so I mean, obviously that's going to be better because it's about 20 miles per hour shorter, which means you're going to get a bit more, it's going to feel longer. So to me, it just felt like a bit more fun version of Orion. Nothing like super unique by any means, but it was definitely a fun ride. 3rd place, we had the Icebreaker, and once again, I have not been on a multi-launch coaster before, so Icebreaker was pretty fun. Getting to go backwards some, just these big launches that I was not expecting at all. It was definitely a fun ride. I do feel like if Kings Island were to get a new coaster, I feel like something like the Icebreaker would be pretty cool. My only downside is that it doesn't have very good capacity. At least it didn't when I was like waiting in line, because even with my friend, the line pass, it took me 30 minutes to get on the ride. Like, they were only running one train at a time, so it was very slow. But the ride itself was fun. It was the last ride I went on for the night. I wanted to, go on all the rides. So it was definitely fun, something different. I love rides that go backwards, too, for sure. So I liked Icebreaker a lot. 2nd place is Pipeline. Pipeline was fun. My front of the line pass did not work for it, but I only had to wait like 40 minutes maybe. So it wasn't too bad. The ride itself, people, and I got warned by my friend Wyatt, who's been on this channel before, to talk about roller coasters. He mentioned that the rides itself is very uncomfortable, especially if you're a guy, and I do not disagree. It was pretty uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. So it's not like a ride I would particularly want to go on again. But it's definitely an interesting experience to be standing up. It's a really weird feeling, and I do feel like if Kings Island could get something like that, but make the seats a bit more comfortable for all genders, then I think it could go a long way, because it's just such a unique experience. And that launch at the beginning is crazy, just hearing everyone scream and then me going on it, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So I thought Pipeline was a great coaster. I don't have any much complaints except it being uncomfy, but as far as thrill level goes, it was really cool. And then 1st place, we have the Manta. And once again, something completely different is your seat going backwards, so it's like you're flying. I've not been on a flying coaster before. I did not go on Firehawk, and Firehawk was also very different than the Manta from what I can tell. But it was just such an interesting feeling just flying in the air. Like, something I've never been on before. Being so close to the water was also really cool feeling. So yeah, definitely Manta was my favorite. And the reason I rank it over Pipeline is because at least it was comfortable seats. And I kind of knew what to expect with Pipeline, that, it was a stand-up. But with the Manta, I knew it kind of went that way. But before I even, was there and to watch the trains leave, I had no idea what exactly it did. But no, it's pretty much you just get lifted up so you're flying. And that's pretty much it. It's a really fun ride, though. I don't have any complaints about the Manta. So there you have it. So 6th, Journey to Atlantis. 5th, the Kraken. 4th, the Mako. 3rd, Icebreaker. 2nd, Pipeline. And 1st, Manta. They have a solid, coaster selection. I do think it's meant for their more animal, the people who love animals and those shows and everything. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of that, so I would have much rather gone on the roller coasters, which is why I really appreciate getting the front of the line pass, because that really went a long way. I mean, I do wish I got to go on things twice, but there's only so much you can do with the day you have. And it was New Year's Eve when we went to, so it was really busy, especially towards nighttime. But yeah, great ride selection. It's very different than Kings Island because, they have half the rides. But if you're looking if you want to make the trek down to Florida to SeaWorld, they have more unique rides, I would say, which is pretty cool. Things that Kings Island does not have, stand up, flying, multi-launch, floorless, really, really cool things that Kings Island does not have. And I do not regret going. It was a lot of fun. I probably will try to go back someday, but I'm also trying to explore some other parks too. But that's kind of it for this video. Comment down below what your ranking would be if you've been to SeaWorld, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.